Why hello there everyone, this is JM764 and welcome to my tutorial on how to install Industry Giant 2 Gold Edition on a modern computer. So, a lot of people, by a lot I mean like maybe 2 people, have been asking me on how to do this because, well, I do play the game and bunch of people still seem to have issues installing the patches needed for the non-Gamersgate version of Industry Giant 2. Speaking of which, let me up real quick. Giant 2 Gold. Yeah, here we go. The 2012 edition, which supposedly has all the patches. But I don't have the game via them because, well, I still have my actual disc for it. And I'm pretty sure a fair amount of y'all have as well, because if you had this one, you probably don't need to follow any of these steps. Regardless, I'm going to show you how. First, you're going to need to find the patch. The NVIDIA fix, actually. So, let me type it in right. Yeah, y'all can tell I'm not good with tutorials. There we go. So basically what the problem is, Industry Giant obviously is a pretty old game. And well, naturally with any old game, it's going to be pretty hard to fix. But amazingly, someone fixed it a few years ago, and here's the actual site. I want it right here. Yeah. Basically, what you need to do is, if you're using an older version of the game, like a release that came out before the final patch was produced and sold off and on the internet, you will need to download the version 2.1 patch, as this won't work unless you have 2.1, and I believe there's actually a version that will work that's older, but I mean, you want all the stuff, naturally. Second, you'll need the video card fix, which is basically the NVIDIA patch like I just said, but that in mind, hard drive's down. Basically, I have saved the patch for you on my little drive. The link will be in the description. And I also have the game ISO as well. I mean, naturally, I'm not going to give out CD keys, but I will link this as soon as I find out if I legally have the right to, like, distribute the game to, you know, everyone, as long as I don't provide the key, you know, so it's technically not stealing. So you people who have the game, but your patch, well, your disc aren't working, can like re-download it, but you still need your original key, you know, stuff like that. I mean, most people do it regardless since it's an old game, but, you know, I don't want to get in trouble. Then, you'll need to run the patch, and run the game as the administrator in Windows, and in Windows 98 compatibility mode, and set it to English if you speak English, read English, because it usually defaults to German. And there's a few other issues, like right here with the icons not working, or the buildings and trees and crashing when furry pets are invented in 1902. But I usually don't have these problems. And I'm running on Windows 8, by the way, but I've gotten this to work on Windows 10 Tech Preview, the latest version, which is like 10.0, I think like 5.2, something like that. Like basically an unstable but working version of Windows 10, so this will work for anything from Vista up until, I guess, 10 when it officially comes out. But let me actually minimize that and load up the disk. Let's see now. actually have my disk, I'm just going to use that. But anyway, you would still obviously need a patch, which I have around here somewhere. Here it is. And have it ready for when the game installs. Shouldn't take too long. I'm using a disc, which is naturally slower, despite being in a DVD. But you already have DirectX on any modern computer, really, so you don't need it. And if you're running the 64-bit version of Windows, like I am, because I'm running Windows 8.1 64-bit, it's best to not install the videos. I mean, you can if you want to like look at them outside of the game, but apparently in-game there's issues. But personally, I've never had issues with them. I just usually install without them because I can watch those anytime I want. So just leave it at complete, then continue on. Actually, yeah, it's saving story. Just hit next. It'll automatically start installing, and just gonna let it go for a while. But I've noticed that it doesn't really work with Intel-based graphics cards, like the Intel Graphics HD and all that stuff. I mean, work with like the 3000 and 4000 series and stuff like that, like the mainstream integrated graphics. But I've noticed that on a lot of them, especially for like weak systems, like my PC's Transformer T100 and its graphics card, it just doesn't plain work. But even on like older modern hardware, it seems to work as long as it's an ATI card or an NVIDIA card. And I have a I have both Radeon HD 7850 and a 7970 and a GeForce 260 and another desktop and a GeForce 360M in my laptop, and it seems to work perfectly fine on those. Also have a few old XP computers which don't have any issues and actually run the game better than it runs on any other operating system since it's XP. But it's always been a slow installer for me, and I don't know why, so I'm probably just gonna cut to when it finishes. Oh wait, never mind, I can't. I don't have any editing software. Darn. Now I'll figure out something. And I'm back, everyone. So the game finally finished installing, and at the end it will ask you if you want to install DirectX and GameSpy. DirectX, like I said earlier, is already there, and had this come up like, say, I don't know, maybe 2 years ago or later, well, earlier, sorry, GameSpy would have been an option you probably would have wanted, but since they finally closed it down, well, by finally I mean like a while back, but guys would know what I mean. You should also deselect it, so basically deselect both. But now the game's installed, and the first thing you want to do is not install the patch, but actually start the game. 9 times out of 10 it's going to fail, but you need to do it. And I'm gonna cut here because well, actually, hold on. Can I? That's not gonna work. Whatever. Yeah, because this key will work with any version. So I'll just cut here. Alright. And it's going to say it's going to test your compatibility, which will obviously fail, but I'll just show it anyway. So it's going to do that. Screen's going to go black. Cursor icon is going to show it's loading, but obviously not going to happen. So that's when you'll need to Alt-Tab. And then you see this box. Basically means it failed because it has no idea how to use a modern system's like memory. And every now and then it'll go crazy like it's doing now. So basically what you want to do is just go to your task manager by either task barring, going there, or control deleting and going to it, like so, just in case y'all don't know how to do that. Don't even know if it showed up. Probably didn't. But then just go to where it says engine test. So it'll probably look something like this on Windows 7 and earlier. So it's this one. Then just end the process tree, which closes it out. And basically that just registers the game to your card and everything properly. Then you'll want to go back to the patch and install that. So I'm just gonna unpack it here real quick. And I've already done this once, but usually it defaults to something else. But what you'll need to, yeah, this is what it defaults to. But what you need to do is default it to wherever you saved the game. So whatever folder you saved it in, you'll need to browse and go to it. Like I said, I installed it to default, so I just have to go here and install. Then it's going to take a few moments to unpack all its stuff where the game is and patch up everything. And once it's done, the game should work. And there's still a few more options and items we have to do, but nothing too special. Also, while I was away for the other cut, I went on ahead and uploaded a custom banner for Industry Giant 2 for Steam, for you guys who want to add it in manually, which all you need to do is just go to games, add a non-Steam game, and then scroll down the list and find it. So I already have. So usually when you find it, it'll point to the installer, which is this, and then what you'll need to do is like go to pretty much any mode, right click it, properties, and redirect it to where the game is, which would be here if you installed it to default, and you take the brackets with x86 off if you're not using 64-bit version of Windows. And you can change the icon too by finding the game exe, and it automatically has the icon in it. But basically, this is all you have to do to get the game to run. Pretty simple if you ask me. I mean, it's technically more work to get Rotor Tycoon 3 to run than it is this game, if you know what you're doing. It's just the fact that this takes much longer to do. But once this is done, you pretty much can play the game. I mean, there's a few issues that pop up, like probably you'll end up seeing it when the game loads, but it will lag initially when you open it at the start menu. At least for me, it does for some reason. And what you need to do is just simply Alt-Tab out and Alt-Tab back in, and it seems to run fine. Also, if you Alt-Tab out the game and Alt-Tab back in, the graphics are all messed up, so you have to simply scroll around the map and it should fix itself. But looks like it's done. Yep, it's done. Then you'll need to restart the game. Not the computer, just the game. And as you can see here, it should work. And oh, not quite sure how loud that music's going to be, but as you saw, it was being laggy. But here's the game. Now, the only problem is it's in German, and no one can read German, and well, at least I can't. So what you need to do is exit the game. And now you need to navigate your way to the game folder, which I already have saved. Wrong folder. Here we go. Yeah, I already have it saved. And for some weird reason, the editor works just fine regardless. Like any resolution, just works. And in English. Not quite sure why, but you think the game would, but it doesn't. But basically, all you have to do, since the patch was nice, you just take this IG2G. Wow. Actually, let me minimize that. There we go. Yeah, but basically, all you want to do is just take this IG2.ini file and delete it. Yes, delete. Then you need to rename this one and take off the E and G part and save it like that. Then you just close it out, go back to the game, which is pretty loud for me. Don't know how loud it is for you guys. And now it works in English, even though the title doesn't show it. And you alt tab out again. Pretty annoying, but I mean, there you go. Now the game works. You can select on, like, say, Endless Menu, or select the campaign, and multiplayer, which still works today thanks to good old LAN mode. You can also get a skirmish too if you want. But the AI are pretty good at this game, especially at blocking you. And don't forget to, like, change your name and stuff, because, you know, this is an old game. A very old game. But I hope this helps you to get the game working and everything. And also, you don't need to change these settings, but I'm pretty sure it'll be fine. Actually. There we go. But there you go, Industry Giant 2 Gold Edition, which is Industry Giant 2 and the 1980 through 2020 add-on expansion together, version 2.1, running on Windows 8, 10, 7, and Vista. Any version. Naturally, if you have like XP or older, it should work just fine. But very nice. I'll just load up the map real quick. Probably my favorite map in the game. Just to show you that it still works. Big League, there we go. And just, yeah. Also, you can still, even though there was lag in the beginning when I loaded, if you simply just go to, like, your last save game, which all you do is hit escape and it auto saves, which I think is awesome. But, like, if it were lagging, but you already have the save, you just click it, and it would take slightly longer to load, but once it does, it goes right back to the frame rate as it is here, perfectly fine. Then you just go to options, and even though I did install videos, it's just best to toggle it off if you did or didn't, regardless. And then, since my version of the game, disc, has like all the downloadable content from the site that was released after the original release, I can pick a few extra styles and other options like gray blue, auburn, you know, the good old-fashioned stuff. I prefer either bleach steel or brush steel myself, though. But game seems to work fine. There is an issue with it lagging a little bit when you're zoomed all the way out, but it doesn't seem too bad. It's not on my computer. And the best zoom level, probably zoom level 5 or 6. I can't remember what number it is. Scroll well. As this is the highest detail you'll be able to see anything with. Also, plus and minus keys to make the game go faster or slower because there are no on-screen buttons. Yeah, if I zoom in, it blurs out, blurs again. Yeah, but Industry Giant 2, a very good game for those who don't have it. Personally, one of my childhood favorites. It's just great to have it working properly, to be honest. Still say they should make another one, but oh well. But the game will progress as it usually does. You shouldn't have to worry too much about stuff. But let's say you accidentally, I don't know, hit the start button. Like, oh no. Well, all you have to do is just go back to the game. It'll look like this, but I'm not sure how it goes up. Basically, all you do is either scroll out to refresh it or move around the map till it's off screen and come back. And it fixes itself. Very stable, if I might say. But yep. This is Industry Giant 2 Gold. And you guys will probably end up saying you play this sometime in the future, because I just love this game. It's just wonderful. But anyway, I have been JM764, and I hope this helped.